Hey there, peeps. It's me again, and I'm back for another podcast session. So, our guest for today, of course, starting off with the word acrobat and so hip hop enthusiast of Mr. Fresh Prince. And also, we have the handyman and electric boogie master, or so you think. So, Mr. T. And lately, guys, we also welcome Mr. Roro, the head designer and creative master brain. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for having us.
All right. So, the three of you have invaded my podcast session here, coming from AlienVille, with your spaceship. All right. So, our main topic right now, guys, is all about SoAlien. So before we begin, I would like to say hello to all of our viewers and subscribers who are tuning in to our podcast right now. Okay, so I will be asking some interesting questions regarding SoAliens. So guys, are we all set?
Of course.
All right. So first things first, could you introduce yourselves and share how did you get started into the crypto, blockchain, DeFi, NFT, and a metaverse space, and what inspired you guys in creating and developing SoAliens?
Sure. I mean, you already introduced three of us. There's only four on the team at the moment, and so the three present today, two of us are basically project lead. We take care of community management, marketing, and so on. And you also have our artists today in the call, which is quite amazing, I think. So Prince and me, we've been in crypto for quite a while, I think since 2017, 18. So basically the last bull run, and obviously NFT is something quite new. At least it has been trending recently for the last 12 months or so. And so we've been thinking about doing a project together, actually since the 2017 days. And we just very much like the NFT space because it's so different to just issuing tokens and writing a white paper, because you can actually involve the community, you can write stories, you can be creative, and I think you can really give back to community. So that was sort of the origin of how we came to start an NFT project. And then we met Roro here, and we've been brainstorming a little bit on what kind of themes would match with the current ongoings in the NFT space, as I said. And so Alien was one of them. We also had other options, but Alien for sure was the one that really caught our attention very early on, for multiple reasons. One of them is there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and also real information that you can use to build sort of the storyline and to also use it for features for the NFT, which we're going to talk about later, some of the technical features and the chapter-based things that we do. And on top of that, maybe to add a little bit of the process here, AlienVille is on Earth, so it's not on another planet or anything. We've decided so because we really want to mix the alien culture together with the human culture. So if you look at some of the sneak peeks that we have given, you can see that most of the aliens are into human culture and human behaviors, and so I think we had some fun to create those. And there's some very rare NFTs that we have created as well.
All right, so thank you very much for introducing yourselves right here on our exclusive podcast, and it's nice to meet you guys. All right, on to the next question. What is currently the mission and the vision of SoAliens?
Yeah, okay. So we can announce that we have our public minting next week on the 24th. So that's sort of a big milestone, of course. And as I quickly mentioned in the first question already, or in the first answer, is that we are a little bit different in a way that we call ourselves a chapter-based project. So chapter-based means we are already working on the second and the third chapter for this project. AlienVille is sort of the first chapter. And so the benefit is for people that hold our NFTs moving forward, will be able to participate in chapter 2 and then later on in chapter 3. So there are going to be some very interesting new things coming. We do have some extensive discussions with the tech team as well, to even look at gamification, but that's something that we will announce after the mint.
All right, so that's a interesting mission and vision that you have for SoAlien. So, Mr. T, thank you so much for that. Now, could you guys explain more about the current ecosystem of SoAliens in the metaverse and NFT space, like how it works?
Yeah, sure. I think it's starting off pretty similar, like it's the way to start NFT projects. So you often start with the characters or the features, or even some projects have land, for example, right? Before you even go into the metaverse. So I think metaverse, it's a very hyped name, and I think it has a reason to be hyped at the moment. But we are extremely early in the metaverse development, right? So even Facebook, with which is called now Meta, has just announced what they want to do. But in the end, they've been working on this for 8 years minimum, right? So of course, we have to use the tools that are available, and so the quickest way to introduce SoAliens into the metaverse is also to go that down the path to start with NFT issuing and minting, and then work with existing systems, such as I said, for chapter 2 and 3, we do airdrops, for example. We're going to have staking features. We're going to offer spaceships and so on to hold your NFTs. And so we are slowly building a metaverse for SoAliens. We built the SoAliens first and then the metaverse around it. And of course, we want to listen to the community, which is one of our strong points, I would say. Of course, every project is claiming they work with the community a lot. Of course, you have to, because you have to also sell your NFTs. But I think what is different for us is we really involve the community, especially after the minting, for those that hold the NFTs on further developments. And we have some ideas, and also checked technical requirements if it's possible or not. But the final decisions will be together with our NFT holders, actually. So that's something we really look forward to.
All right, so thank you so much for explaining to us about the current ecosystem of SoAliens in the metaverse and NFT space. Okay. Now, I know, guys, that there are so many blockchains out there, like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Matic, and so on. But why did you choose Solana over the other blockchains for minting SoAliens?
Yeah, it was not an easy choice. You're right. So there's a lot of blockchains out there. Ethereum is obviously the one which enjoys the highest sort of transaction volume in the NFT space. But I think looking at the current situation of gas fees, it was the right decision to move to Solana. So gas fees is one thing. That's probably the most prominent reason. Even though we've been aware that Solana still has less transactions overall. But I think if you look at sort of what's trending on the internet and what's coming up, I think Solana is really in a strong second position. And of course, you have speed, you have way less cost to develop things, you have way less cost to offer different things to also the users, which is super important, because we don't want our community to pay even just $100, sometimes it's $500 nowadays, to mint and to transfer. So yeah, I think Solana has a very strong ecosystem. It's really having a lot of interesting and cool projects coming up. And so I think a couple of months ago, it was the right decision to pick Solana. Even though there's more coming now, we are aware. So even some of the Dino cryptos go into NFTs now, which is quite obvious. But again, I think Solana is a nice mix of having a healthy community, people are familiar with it, and then the perks of not having to pay so much gas fees.
All right. So at least we know why you guys choose Solana over the other blockchains, but no disrespect to the other blockchains, though. For
No, absolutely not. So we're really looking forward to Ethereum update, of course, and I've seen that quite a few layer 2 companies are working on solutions for NFTs as well, together with Ethereum. So I'm not saying Ethereum is bad or anything. Quite the opposite. I think Ethereum still does the job to introduce things into the blockchain world, and I'm also very sure that it's getting better moving forward. So yeah, but in this moment of time, Solana for us was the best choice.
All right. So I'm glad to hear that, regarding Ethereum. Okay. So thank you so much for that. Now, just like in any other NFT space, there are rarity levels from common to legendary. Now, my question for you guys is that what would be the perks if I do own one of the highest rarity NFTs on SoAliens?
Yeah, I think first of all, it's again very similar to what you can see on other projects. So we've on purpose decided to have quite a few features for our SoAliens, and we have some very rare SoAliens that are basically created together with Roro here. It took us quite some time to identify those. I think it's sort of what I answered in the first question, that we really looked at cool things and cool features that you can see from movies, conspiracy theories, human culture, Japanese movies. We really covered quite a lot. And of course, I think it should be fun to look for those and to hold those and trade those. But also for chapter 2 and chapter 3, what we talked about before, we really want to use those features and attributes for further activities, which we will announce after the mint.
All right. So at least you've explained to us about the perks if I do own one of those higher rarity NFTs on SoAlien. So thank you so much for that. Now, I see that when owning these NFTs on SoAliens, we have exclusive music access. Now, could you give us a small hint on what sort of music that is in your library right now, or maybe a hint at a few music artists or so?
Prince, is that something you want to talk about, or?
Sure. The thing is, we are not, as Mr. T basically explained, we are a team of 4 right now, but we have access to other artists within our circle of friends who are also very eager to enter the NFT space. And with them, we have already discussed, and that's pretty much the plan, what we want to do, that we actually have exclusive music developed for AlienVille, developed for that specific metaverse. And that would be music which will then be accessible only for NFT holders. So if you have an NFT from as a SoAlien, you would get exclusive music access to that specific music file, for example, and you can actually do whatever you want with that music file then. That's in the making, so that's something we have already planned, but I hope that answers your question, what that exactly means.
All right, so at least you explained to us about the exclusive music access if we own these NFTs on SoAliens. So
let me add one more comment, if you don't mind. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
But I think because you talked about what do users have from sort of highest rarity NFTs, I think it's a good question. But we also have to ask ourselves the question, in order to build the metaverse, what else do you want to use NFTs for, right? Because in the end, NFTs are not just pretty pictures, but you can also do a lot of other things with it. It's really related to ownership. You can split ownership. You can have physical experiences with it. For example, you can use it as a Gary V, for example, some of his NFTs, you can have access to his yearly events. So we really want to explore in that area as well. And so we thought music and working together with artists is sort of a start, also to contribute to the metaverse. Just to add a little comment on this one.
All right. So thank you very much for that, Mr. T, because, guys, I'm a music lover. I love to play music while I'm working. Especially with those.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
No, I said awesome. Yeah, music
okay.
is yeah. No, just yeah,
Okay.
giving
Because
you compliments.
yeah, because I think that you have something to add. Because to be honest, guys, I love listening to music, especially from the independent artists. I usually listen to chill type music like the deep house, progressive house trends, and so on.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully, if I own these NFTs, I'll check out their music. Let's see.
Awesome. Well,
And
actually, we have released a YouTube a chill house mix already. It's obviously not related to the NFTs right now. It's more of a little fun project we had on the side. But yeah, I think the type of music you listen to is something we will work with as well. You can check out the YouTube, and there's a little clip. It's going a couple of hours. We probably change it to a live stream. For music as well. So let's see. So the mint is sort of priority for us now to make everything smooth. And then we have a lot of creativity and skills to execute cool features for the users.
oh, that's great to hear, Mr. T. Well, just a follow up question regarding the exclusive music access. You guys mentioned that once we have this music, we can do whatever we want. So that means, guys, that could we use this type of music when we upload our videos on YouTube without any copyright issues?
Yeah, well, the benefit is if you own the NFT and you own the access to the music, you're also partially owner of the rights, right? So yeah, pretty sure you can use it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the whole idea, right? That's the whole idea. If you have that music as a token, then obviously you can then further utilize the music and generate profit out of it by like putting it on Spotify or putting it on YouTube, for example. So that's the whole point. Yes.
All right. So thank you very much for that, Fresh Prince. All right. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, could you explain more about the deflationary mechanism of SoAlien NFTs, like how it really works?
Yeah, so so Prince, let me just explain that, right? So it's called Area 56, and so the description we also publish on the roadmap is that the project will use 2% of the royalties to buy back NFTs and burn them to take them out of the collection and circulation. So obviously this will reduce the circulation supply in total and helps to maintain and stabilize the price. So you've seen it with other projects as well. And we will engage with that if we see that it's needed. But funds for that are reserved from all the royalties that we collect, because we're going to be 100% transparent with the distribution of those. And so that's our deflationary mechanism for SoAlien.
All right, Mr. T. So thank you so much for explaining to us about the deflationary mechanism of SoAlien NFTs. Now, I see that you will be planning to enter secondary markets, like at least 3 of them. Can I ask when you will be launching your own NFT marketplace for SoAliens?
Let me take that one pretty quick, Mr. T. So look, the thing is, we're not necessarily planning to launch an own marketplace. I think there are well-established marketplaces in the Solana Solana blockchain. We're not trying to compete with those. But however, we have received that question which you just basically asked us is actually a question which we have received quite a few times, where if we do plan this. To answer this, we don't plan this as of now, but we are watching the space. And if there will be a specific need, if we see like that the space with the marketplaces is not really evolving where a lot of projects would like it to evolve, we might consider it. But right now, we are more than happy to put our NFTs on the secondary marketplaces like Solana R, Digital Eyes, Magic Eden, and Solsea. I think these guys do a great job for us right now. There is no immediate reason to launch our own marketplace.
All right, Fresh Prince, thank you very much for that. I'm looking forward for the SoAlien NFTs to be live and running on these three Solana NFT marketplaces that you have mentioned. Now, could you clarify more on the NFT token sale? I mean, do you have your own native token for SoAliens?
It's,
Yeah, Prince, I'll
should
let
I?
you talk.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Sure. So the thing is, if you refer to a token, I mean, obviously we have our own token, which is the non-fungible token, the NFT. So that is what you get. If you refer to a parallel token, which will serve as a cryptocurrency, then I have to answer no. That's not on the plan right now. That's not really on the table. It might be part of our metaverse play, but this is then something which we would like to push back and discuss it with our community and see what's the community's take on this. But not exactly sure if that is exactly the question you were actually. That was exactly what you were asking for. If there's going to be a parallel token which will serve then as a cryptocurrency.
Okay, Prince. Thank you so much for clarifying on that one. Now, could you elaborate more about the royalties in SoAliens NFT sales? Like, if someone had generated a sale on that NFT, what exactly do we get as NFT holders? And is there a minimum requirement for holders to be eligible in the royalty rewards?
So yeah, so the thing is, in order to be able to participate in the realities, you obviously need to stake it. And yeah, I mean, if you stake it for a day, then obviously, whatever realities we generate, we will then basically split it on the duration you have staken that NFT on our platform. So ideally, you stake it for longer. I mean, that principle is pretty common across all staking platforms. So it will be very similar on ours as well. So to answer your question, the longer you stake, obviously the longer you stake, the higher the reward. But initially, we will also enable people to just stake for a short period of time. Obviously, then the reward wouldn't be as high.
All right. So thank you so much for elaborating more about the royalties in SoAliens NFT sales. And you just mentioned about staking, right? Now, could you explain more about it? Like it's APY or something like that?
Sure. So it's what you saying like APY. Yes. It is. The principle is again very simple, just like as I outlined. You stake our NFT. You stake the NFT on our platform. With that, if you stake it on our platform, you basically will then get a portion of the royalties which we generate across the secondary marketplaces. Obviously, the more people stake it, the more the lower your split, the lower your cut. Obviously, that means the high and the other element is the higher the trading volume. The higher the realities we actually generate, obviously, then your cut goes high. So it is. We will try to display the percentage based on what we actually generate, but it's not necessarily a stable APY which we can predict or forecast based on a TVL, for example, on different lending protocols. That's not necessarily what we can do right now. But what we can do, we can summarize what were the trades on that specific day, what was the volume on that specific day, and what is the output in terms of realities to the community. So that's something we can display, and that is also what we have planned.
All right, French Prince. Thank you so much for explaining to us more, about the staking feature of SoAliens. Now, regarding the airdrops that you have mentioned in the website, is it a one-time event only, or if it's more than one, could you elaborate more about this one?
So when it comes to the airdrop, the decision if it's going to be a one-time thing or if it's going to be like several airdrop. That's again something we will enable the community to do that, to make that decision together with us. So we don't have a decision on that yet. Again, the community will be able to participate in that decision making and let us know if they would like to have several airdrops or they want to just have one airdrop. So that is not decided yet.
All right. So thank you so much for that, Fresh Prince. Okay. Could you explain more about the current project partners and investors that you have on board for SoAliens?
We are completely self-funded. So as Mr. T said in the beginning, we are basically four friends, right? We have four friends coming from different industries, different things we have done, different experience, different exposure to the cryptocurrency, to blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So we are completely self-funded. Everything you see on our website, everything you see on our social media is done by us. There's no one else working on it. So everything, there is no investor, there are no external partners. It's all us.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing that to us, Fresh Prince. Now, what are the challenges that you and your team are facing right now, and how you guys overcome those challenges?
I think I can start with that. There are quite a few. So I think it comes back to what I said earlier, that the NFT market in the end is still so new, and there are actually so many use cases for NFT, and we're still really in the early stage of the whole experience and everything. But that's actually also the reason why we decided to launch something now, because it's that really exciting early stage. But of course, it also comes with uncertainties and things to solve. And I think one of them is definitely that the community building is basically done through Twitter and Discord. I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but I think it's something very particular that the crypto scene did not experience before. Discord hasn't been around for that long. So it's something you have to learn on the commercial and marketing side. How do you engage with the community properly? And then, of course, if you work with media and with influencers, you have to be really careful to pick the right partners. So we are very glad to talk to you today, for example. But also there's quite a lot of spamming going on in sort of the so-called influencer world, because there are a lot of profiles that have quite a few followers. So I don't want to say if some of them are organically acquired or through other means. But what I want to say is any project out there that starts or continues even has to be very selective and very careful who to work with, because in the end, some of it costs money, and you have to be careful to work with real people that have real engagement and that have sort of also the community at its heart. I think that's very important for us, that they promote only projects where they really also believe in and look into it at least, and then look at who's the team, what are they planning. So yeah, and I think the same challenge is on the community side, probably, that it's maybe at the moment a bit hard to identify which project is sort of just a quick sale, and which project is having a team in the background that wants to have a long-term project going on.
All right. At least you've explained to us, or sharing about the recent challenges that you and your team are facing right now. So thank you so much for that, Mr. T. Now, what are the future plans of SoAliens that would excite the community even more in the long run, especially those who are in the Philippines like me?
Yeah, good question. So it's interesting to see actually that a lot of NFT collectors are in English-speaking countries. We've been quite surprised because obviously in the crypto scene, in the blockchain scene, Asia is extremely strong, right? And then you mentioned Philippines, play to earn. I think Philippines is probably the strongest country, but also Thailand and Vietnam and so on, surrounding countries that really use play to earn, like Axie Infinity. We're big fans of Axie Infinity. I think they did a great job in introducing the model to the masses. And that's why I said earlier today that we are looking into play to earn with developers, but we don't want to commit to a roadmap that we don't execute later. So what we have posted on our Discord and our website is what is in the making and what we can deliver. And play to earn is something we would execute then after the minting, if also the community is responding to it in a positive way. But maybe you have some ideas how to engage the Philippine community, if you want to share with us.
Yeah, I will do. I'll let you know. Okay. So once again, thank you so much for that. About
Yeah.
the future plans that you have for SoAliens. That would excite the community even more, especially the Philippines. That you just mentioned that we are one of the strongest. When it comes to adopting NFTs because of the play to earn. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, now let's move on to our final question for this podcast. And before that, I hope that those of you who are tuning in to our exclusive podcast with the SoAliens development team, I hope that you have enjoyed our podcast right now. Okay, and also I hope you guys have learned so much as well. Now, let's say that you've introduced me to SoAliens for the first time. I know that there are so many NFT projects out there, especially those who are Solana-based. Now, could you give me a reason on why we should not miss out on this opportunity?
Yeah, I think we've established really something which is the best out of other things that makes the project not just a short-term minting fund, but it's really a long-term hold and trade as well. And so we're really looking forward to the mint, and then announcing further exciting projects along the way.
And just maybe just a couple of things. I think what we have to highlight here is that our art is actually very unique. If you look at how we designed the aliens, how Roro basically came up with all the attributes, the distribution of the attributes makes the art very I think very unique. And we got a lot of comments, and we got a lot of projects who reached out to us just because of the art. And I think that's like literally one of the highlights why I think you should get engaged with SoAliens. You shouldn't miss out. And obviously, like Mr. T said, there are different technical aspects. I think you as a user, if you own that NFT, you can actually earn money just by holding that NFT, because we give back to the community. And you cannot only do this by staking rewards. You basically get access to our different chapters we're working on right now, and only these NFT holders will get access to these other chapters. You will get access to music, so you will get a lot of access to things which you can monetize, which you can collect as a collection itself. So there are different aspects why I think we do things a little bit different. And I think that these are pretty much the reasons why you should miss out on SoAliens. So our mint is next week. It starts on the 24th. I think there are a couple of spots left on our whitelist. So whoever's listening right now, make sure you get on the whitelist. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Right, at least you explained to us on why we should not miss out SoAlien. So let's look forward to that. So thank you so much. All right. Now, before you guys heading off back to the AlienVille along with your spaceship, do you have any parting words for our subscribers and viewers who are tuning into our podcast right now?
Yeah, I think first of all, thank you for contributing to the community as well. I think it's what I touched on earlier. It's great to have more people joining the scene and the community and contributing to it, and sort of really doing positive for users, but also for projects. Thank you very much, Nomad Ferry.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the team behind SoAliens. So once again, thank you so much for joining me on our exclusive podcast. First off, we have Mr. Fresh Prince, then we have Mr. T, and of course, Roro is also joining us in our session. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and also I would like to thank all of our subscribers and viewers who are tuning in to our podcast right now regarding SoAlien. So guys, if you have any questions that were not yet covered in our exclusive podcast, you just leave a comment right here on my YouTube video. And one more thing, peeps, don't forget to smash the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more crypto, blockchain, DeFi, and NFT videos. So from my freaking home studio, this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and see you all on my next video.